Okay, let me start this session labeled hard metal with something that doesn't have anything to do with hard metal, as is done in these YouTubes. Uh, we built this out and it's looking pretty good, but we don't really have enough generated to keep the breeder running. We're buffering up these awesome 233 cells, but we need this to make those, and no, we need this to make those, and it's not doing anything because we don't have enough. So I was looking at it. The answer looks pretty simple. We need more luck washing, but even ahead of that, look at this thing. With this crappy arm, it's not dumping the lucky ore. So let's make that. Let's fix that. Let's add a couple of washers, and we'll be golden. Washer. Stainless. Can't do it. That's weird. Wait a minute. Stainless. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, we're going to make some stainless. And we're getting all irradiated. Can you hear it? This can only help our luck. Look at the lucky ore, the lucky dust. So can we make one of those washers now? You know what, let's make two. We need all the luck in the world. So I've been, as a long-time viewer knows, I've been battling, trying to figure out what I'm going to do about computer virus infection. I've been staying off the internet, and I spent some time on it, and now I'm taking a little break. I think what happened was, got a couple computers in my house. I think the one that I'm using right now got attacked. I don't have enough. I need some gold wire and a bunch of titanium. I think that the computer I'm using now, I didn't make any mistakes on it especially, except choosing the wrong operating system, haha. But instead, I'm pretty sure I didn't click the wrong thing, but there's another Windows computer in the house operated by a young man who doesn't know any better, and I haven't really taken the time to warn him that if you click the wrong thing, your computer might get infected. And worse, if the Windows computer gets infected, well, there's every good chance that motors. Not only will that computer get infected, but that the bad guys will worm across the network and attack other computers on the network. See what I'm saying? I don't know if it's true, but if it was, that would explain it. And I know for sure, as I was trying to get ready to reset this computer, that computer accessed or tried to access some malicious URLs. This is bringing in water. That popped up in the log when I sat down. It's like, hey, we blocked some phishing attempts, malware injectors. So that's a fact. The rest is supposition. But now I have this computer rebuild, and I'm not going to take any chances or think that this is all behind me and have an infected computer downstairs. And since the virus checker didn't find these guys with their stupid Bitcoin miner, then Can we trust that it says that that machine's clean too? We cannot. So that'll be fun, won't it? And that reminds me, if I didn't mention it, I noticed that Evospace is available for Mac. So why am I not using the vaunted operating system? The master race. Why wouldn't I do that? Okay, now we're making some. Now we're washing some ore. Output is busy. Gotta pipe out that junky ore water. You know what? Maybe I'll just make this one a short episode of maintenance because I recorded some whoppers. Still trying to catch up on my backlog. My workflow is capture the video, then edit it, then upload it onto the internet. But it's a little bit harder when you can't connect your computer to the internet. And so this morning, before work, I copied everything off onto a drive and then plugged it into my Mac, and I'm uploading from the Mac, and it's working, but there's a whole lot of video, and these last few were really long, so it's taken forever. You know what else is taking forever? Getting some lucky dust. And then I was looking at the other side of it with the other lucky dust. These separators can do it, but look what I went and did. I said, oh, I'll be fine. I don't need a lot more than I've got. Wrong. So I certainly could fix that. But, or is it the sifter? Is it the sifter that gets the luck? No. Yes, the sifter gets the crystal, which provides all the luck in the world. If you can get a crystal going and send it up here. If we can run some crystal into this macerator, we're going to have tons of stuff. So yeah, so that might be the thing to do. What is this now? How does this even work? Yeah, from below. I'm like, where does this even get its input? It gets its input from the lucky washer or sifter. So let's throw a couple of those in there too, especially because we got room to do so. Sifter. Buy me a pie. There's one. There's two. Is it a thing that we use? Can we find it in the list? Looks like little steps. Starts with an S. Boom, boom. So all this so that when we need the good power, there will be plenty to be had. So yeah, so a little bit of hard times in my neck of the woods. I don't know, Quasar, why aren't you using the Master Race operating system? I was looking at my Steam play history for the year and spent a lot of time on a couple of games that play on the Mac, and so maybe I'll go back to those games, play something else when I'm done here. I've been here a while, and I'm going to be here a while. I was thinking how cool it would be to do everything in a tower. Just go up to the level and have it all be in one little square. Wouldn't that be cool? All right, you saw it blinking because I'm not making enough power. This thing's working. And this thing is working. So if I was concerned right now about the power, I could start blowing up these U233s. Hear those dogs downstairs? Cut. The dogs were barking because someone was at the door, and it was the guy with the delivery of our dog food. So one of the dogs had a good reason to be barking. 19, yes. All right, well, we'll see if that gets out of hand. And we're going to call this great. Oh, look at magic dust right there. And look at our build to produce hard metal. We got a start on it. We got the cobalt oxide dust, which is needed. Cobalt oxide dust plus hydrogen will become cobalt dust, which is half the battle. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, doesn't that kill you? You're like, oh, I'm going to watch this guy's thing because he's going to do the thing. And then he starts with, well, today we're going to fix the thing from yesterday. And I'm going to tell you about my computer problems. And if we're lucky, if you're still here when I'm done with that, then we'll get into the other. Don't you just hate that in a reactor? I know I do. And yet, pot calling kettle black. Am I right? Let's make another one of these, another few of these reactors. Seems like we're using them. This reactor takes in cobalt oxide dust plus hydrogen and produces onto a belt. Hydrogen. What is this? That is hydrogen. Let's just expect that we've got plenty and keep going with our hydrogen burn. Our hydrogen sink. On the aluminum pipe it is. Beautiful. With one cable. Oh, and I had the best idea. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner. Take the painter and use it. Painter tool. Just put some flare on these. I already put flare on that one. And let's color this one stainless. I don't really come to those very often. That's aluminum. There's no question in my mind that's aluminum, but I'll mark it. And then what's in here? Oh, it's the red stuff. Oops. It's the red stuff. There. The red is steel. And over here, the one on the left of the gold, whatever. I mean, you could go and go, except my man needs to add us a multi-hued rainbow. There's some colors there, but I mean, there's absolutely some colors there, but there's not a lot of them. And some of them, the magenta chests, doesn't that look fun? Isn't that something you want to be looking at? The magenta chest. No, it's great. It's great, but we'll get a whole rainbow before he's done, I bet. All right, so some cable to plug in to the reactor that has hydrogen but doesn't have any cobalt dust. We already made the cobalt dust. That's what this is. Great. There's fun and compelling content. I learned so much. All right, whatever. So the cobalt dust. Cut. The cobalt dust with the tungsten carbide dust in a mixer. I was thinking about that guy that dissed me. And what he said was he was jabbing on me, running a really long pipe to get the water. Remember that? Remember that in like the first or second episode? He's like, well, you can just use oxygen. You can just use an oxygen or a atmospheric condenser to get the water. It's super easy, and you'd save so much copper. And I'm like, that's interesting. I never would have thought of it. Tungsten carbide dust comes from tungsten dust. Comes from tungsten oxide dust. Comes from granite. I knew we'd have to crack some granite open. Let's get a couple of drill thingies. So that was an interesting thing that I never would have thought of. But then the other thing he said makes no sense at all. He's like, I won't read it. It was like, gee, I wouldn't expect a speedrun to be skipping over layers of technology. I'm like, dude, that's what a speedrun's all about, isn't it? All right, so that'll fit under that. That's all I wanted to know for sure. Is that it's properly sized. So what did we just say? Tungsten carbide dust, tungsten oxide dust comes from separating granite. How's my infinite plane? It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I mean, it'd be really super sexy to know exactly how wide this was going to be and start over here and work, and then just like merge it, wouldn't it? But that would require actually having a complete plan and not just taking it easy. All right, so that thing is going to make the hard metal dust ready for the smelter. Well, here's a pro tip. Anytime you're thinking about the infinite plane and you can't see one, is this ever going to be more than it is? Or rather, how much regret will I have if this is never more than it is? What are we even doing here? We're producing stainless. We got all the stainless we're ever going to want. We can start right here with our infinite plane and just not worry about a thing. And what I was going to say is anytime you're worried about, gee, if I build that way, it may not be big enough. If I build that way, it may not be big enough. Well, you're doing it wrong. You always want to be building against the infinite plane. And if you can't find one, there's a multitude of possibilities above your head. So just keep going up. But in this case, I'm going to go down because I'm sure this is never going to be any bigger than it is. And I know that I can pull granite without any difficulty, except it's really hard to crack, but pulling out of the ground ain't so bad. Motors. These motors will be great. And this power to these motors will be awesome. See any? There's some. What did I just say? I'm never going to build anything over here ever again, so why do I care if the wires are run neatly? And these are pulling up granite. Don't take it for granted. Had to make that joke. Haha. the infinite plane of granite, which allows us to make sand and tungsten oxide dust in a stainless steel separator like we don't have any of. So let's get some of those. Build a bunch of those. And while we're waiting, we know we're going to need that there. Yeah, I started a little close. Yeah, it's something we all learn from Factorio. Remember, you'd play Factorio and be like, this isn't working right, or this is really hard. Well, it's because you're building everything too close to one another. Spread things out and everything gets a lot easier. No. Is there room? There's room to get in, turn around, and get out. Yeah, perfect. And you don't have to tell the separator what to do. It knows what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to separate things. So no recipe needed. Settle down there. Oops. All right. What was I going to do? I was going to plunk down some more of these with some of these. And then wire these things up. Perfect. And let the separating begin. See what I'm saying? That's a stainless steel engine. Part of it's that it's not, well, let's see what it is, because we got some good engines here. We got better engines. Maybe with the best engines we can make. Ah, come on. There. There. And there. Nope. Even with the best engines we can make, we're not getting it done. It is cranking along, though. That's nice. I think there's technology that could help us with this. Industrial electric engines can produce massive amounts of kinetic power. It won't change at this dimension, though. This dimension is perfect. Oh, it's a little close. Dang it. That doesn't have to go that deep. All right. Except we gotta sort it and buffer it. Not gonna work. What are we doing over here? We're making stainless steel stuff. We have to sort it and buffer it. A sorter. Thanks. Okay, what did it say? It said, I want to make a super good one. Don't have enough stuff for it. But apparently I have the technology for it. Now if I just had the stainless, which is in the gold box. Bam. Bam. It also requires copper wire and some processors. Copper wire, first box. Nope. Gold box. Did it. How many processors am I carrying around? 30. That's perfect. Okay, so we made a couple of those thingies. Do I need more copper wire? Do I need more stainless? I got plate. I got the stainless. I got the processors. Why can't I make more of these? Oh, I can. Make one more. Why can't I make more of these? There's 3. Where'd that thing go? It's below us. All right. Fired. These things are big. These things that we're not going to need too many of, but whatever, are big. No. No. Nope. See if we can fit it under that wire. Wouldn't that be well? This thing kicks out its power forward. That'll be great. And then into that separator. It's wider. It's wider than I wanted. It'll just fit. I put that there. I put my arm here, and I tell it to go to the left. Well, that's better, I guess. It's just immense. What the requirements to separate this gravel, this granite, are just immense. All right, let's see if I can line up the next couple. It wants to go in. Look, we can use the side for the wire. That'll be pretty neat. Wants to go in there. And then we need this thing here. Yes. And one more. One more. Kicks out its power that way. Into one more. And then wire it up. And get some input. There. Now we're breaking some gravel down. We're separating some gravel. And then to get this out of here, might be in trouble because it needs to go there. And we can run a wire. We'll be fine. We can run our belt. We'll be fine. No. I wonder if we can get a better multi-tool. Should be able to get a better multi-tool. Hard metal. Well, what flavor do we have? We're using a aluminum multi-tool. We can go up to tungsten. Titanium. See it? There it is. We're not using that anymore. We're using this. Aluminum multi-tool. Thanks for all you've done for me. Bye-bye. Okay, so as we were saying, stuff comes out and goes into a sorter that we have one of. And it's probably going to be stupid sand into a trash can. Let's double down on it. We're never coming back here. So out of number 4 is sand. Nope, it just won't work that way. Find sand in the list of all the things. You're a viewer, you're just like, Quasar, you just passed it. It's right there. And I know I did, but I still don't see it. It's yellow, but it's not neutronium dust. Sand. If you guys know of a better way to be doing this, I would sure like to hear it. Sand, out of number 4. And into the garbage. Otherwise, we might get lucky and produce from granite the tungsten oxide dust. Sure, can go to number 3. Purplish, a little sparkle to it. Tungsten oxide dust. Number 3. Goes to a sorter. We use all the time. Why don't we just put it on our handy bar, which wants to send it to 2. If it can't, it'll send it to somewhere else. Right into a buffer box. And a super fast arm that we don't have any of. I wonder if that arm can reach right into that box. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. Yes, arms can reach into boxes, Quasar. There, sorted, buffered, tungsten oxide dust plus some hydrogen becomes tungsten dust. So let's go ahead and take this up near where we're doing the other things. It's either that or pipe the hydrogen down. What would be better? What did I say? You know what would be really neat is if the output of all this effort went right to the mixer. So are we close? Tungsten carbide dust. Got to bring coke over to the tungsten dust, which we're going to get when we mix it with hydrogen. We want the coke here or down there? I think down there. I think I'm going to just go ahead and do the thing. Go ahead and do the next thing. Right here. Into what did I say it needs? Reactor. Let's go ahead and build a couple of those. tungsten dust using hydrogen, which is carried on an aluminum pipe upstairs. Down here it surely doesn't need to be aluminum. But why not color code everything for ease of identification, like I was doing earlier with the little paintbrush? All right. Let's see what a mess this is. Looks pretty good. It's perfect. Put some power in this and we'll have some of the next thing. How are we doing for time? I really don't want to be crunching hour-long video, but I also don't want to be spending a lot of time editing, so what's better? What's better for you, viewer? Long videos or short videos? Long videos with a complete idea or short videos that bring the ideas along tiny part by tiny part? Tungsten dust plus coke. All right. Coke. Somewhere in here is plenty of coke. And if we just split it, oops. If we just split it, need to make a flashlight. That torch action isn't so cool, but I remember I made a flashlight and it worked out great. It'd be a lot more pleasant and less cheaty. And just setting the date, the time up. Can we sneak over those separators? Sure. Nope, that's one too high. No, it wasn't. Come on, what just happened? Yep. Hard times. Oh, but look at that. Titanium tool. Sweet as that. Oh no! It was an aluminum separator. It was working just fine before I killed it. Right there. What's going on with this crazy belt? It goes out like that, and not like that. There. Alright, so this into another reactor with some coke. Which is not going to be much fun because the reactors are so small. It's going to be just a little awkward to get this thing powered and with input and output. Almost there with this part of the thing. And then I want another one just like that one. With, look, I'm also out of arms. That, I think, is a sign that it'll be a good time to stop when I get this part settled. All right. And then electricity to here and here. Be sure. Here, don't care. A little messy, but I told you it would be. Can't put these on a belt. Yeah, we can. Put it going the right way. Get some electricity to that wire. Yes. Just snuck it in. And then this guy takes these. And produces those. Not enough tungsten dust. Oh. Alright, so let's see. Do we need to buffer this? The only reason we're doing this is to produce that. I think we don't need a buffer. I think that this is all the buffering that we need. The only reason we're doing any of this is to produce that. And we're throwing away the sand. And now if we take tungsten carbide dust and cobalt dust into a mixer, and we got the cobalt dust happening. There's our mixer. When we run, really? That couldn't be tungsten carbide dust, could it? It is. We did it. Go get some belts and finish it. Or at least finish to the mixer. The belts. What color are the belts? What color is your parachute? No. That. We can run our input nicely enough right there from a belt. It starts there. Comes from over here somewhere. I think up one more. And then this way. Should be what we want. And then this aluminum mixer with a stainless steel motor. Connected with a wire. Come on, it's going to make hard metal dust. And then from hard metal dust, we just got to run it through a industrial smelter to get hot metal, and then a freezer to get our ingots. So let me take a little break and then do that, and we'll have an episode, a complete idea. Why is this so slow? Usage 50%. Electricity insufficient. Fusion. I said last night I get confused about fusion and fission. And I wasn't lying, but I'm not an idiot. It occurred to me that sounded kind of idiotic. Ooh, what's the difference? We can do fusion, we can't do fission. There's your easy to remember rule. We can barely do fusion because we don't have enough magic dust. Are these things cranking? Yeah. No. We need to be washing more? Sure. Oh, look at, we need to be smashing more. That's easy enough to fix. All right, I'm going to take that break. All right, I took a nice break, and then I added some more hammers. Fixed that problem nicely, and now these things are jamming it out. So that can only be good for our special dust production. Whether it'll be sufficient, I guess time will tell. Are these guys getting... They're not getting any love out here. Not enough love. Why not? Is this emptying out or no? Yeah. Is this buffer? It can't be slow. How could it be slow? I got the great arm going. It certainly looks like it's not sufficient. Let's get an even better arm one time. Where is it? I'm making them. There it is. I don't need 4. I just need 1 right here. To keep that buffer from... It's so noisy over here. Oh, look, I can check the inventory from way, way, way. No, it's still insufficient to keep that box empty. How can I fix that? Go up, and then over, and then down. Not there. Come on, 4. Boom, boom. And then down. Right? There, now that belt will overload real quick. But this box... Come on, 18. I want to see 18. Yes, 18. I mean, it depends on the luck, right? But anyway, look, there's stuff on the belt down here, just like we wanted. So that's good. And then, if it empties out quickly, which it doesn't, all these crappy arms are crappy. Oh, we put down 2, isn't that cute? All right. Surely, with some gems popping out, we're gonna have enough to do what we need to do. Look at all those gems going up there. Oh no, it's because it's sorted on top. All right, so how are we doing with our box full of joy? No joy. How are we doing with our input? Not enough. I got a feeling like something's badly buffered, except it can't be, and instead it's just kind of hard to make this magic U235 dust. But I improved our situation, so maybe over time it'll be happier. I don't know. So what were we working on, team? How far did we get with what we were working on? We're bashing some granite and running that all the way up to... Sifter is busy with hard metal dust. Maybe we're ready to start smelting. Hard metal in that thing. Little copper wire, little reinforced concrete, regular concrete that we had a little of. I know I just saw it. Got plenty of concrete. And stainless and copper wire. Which color of the box is it in? The copper wire. Is it the gold box? It is. Do we have enough? Stainless? We do. And then we're going to need some heaters. Some good heaters. Some good aluminum electric furnaces. Just get some copper wire and some aluminum plate. I need 4 of those. The aluminum, I remember, is right there. 4 of those electrics. Wish I'd told you what you didn't have. Oh, because I'm looking at stainless steel and I grabbed aluminum. 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Hard metal. Oh, we're ready to start making hard metal, but not that hard metal. Tungsten carbide. Hard metal dust goes into a smelter, and then it has to be cooled. So we're good. So what did we say? That's what this is. Our smelter goes right here. Right here, because the lines go that way and there's no trouble. Just do it. Just do it. You're to make hard metal using the heat from the electric furnace. Which is wired up and ready to rumble. You know, if I did this, probably catch them all. Come on, let me try that again. That would be really cool if I could just pathfind. Come on. Oh, it didn't go in. Scratch that great idea. Wait, why isn't it going in? What did I put down there? Fluid furnace. Come on. Quasar. It's not fluid. It's electric. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. 1, 2, 3. Come on. Stuff like that is tedious to watch, isn't it? Certainly tedious to do. One more. There we go. Power, power, power. Power. Plug it into aluminum pipe. Plug it into the cable. And start smelting. Oh, we're hurting for electricity. We're hurting bad, and that didn't help any. Now, if this was a survival game, there's no way that hard hot metal ingot would hit this belt and not start cooling off. And it would, because you'd have to wear clothes because it was so hot, or cold rather. And all the fun. This is the reactor that burns the... What am I even doing? I need to be breeding more of those. So it goes in there, goes over here, hits this, and oh yeah, and then when I set the recipe, it'll start chewing those cells. Which we don't need right now. We just need for this and this to... No, this is the one that This is the one. No, this is the breeder reactor. Yeah. If we keep these things hot all the time, if we keep this hot all the time, would it be enough? Is it ever enough? What is going on? 7%. What is it? How do you read this thing? Every now and then, we get enough super steam to fill the battery for a second, but then the batteries immediately drain because we're not making enough on a minute by minute basis, is how I read this. We're just not. And I wonder if we do better if we took this insufficient steam into the smaller thingies. That'd be kind of interesting to know, wouldn't it? Why is this so cold? Because there's no buffer. It's plugged in. Yeah, it's plugged in. Of course it's plugged in. And of course it's burning. So what would it take to answer that question? What if we had regular boilers and regular old school turbines? It wouldn't take that much. I'm sure that the answer is here in the UI somewhere. On its best day, it's going to take 2.1 megawatts of heat and produce 1.9 megawatts of steam. We're not generating that much heat, so we're not generating that much steam. So that's different than a boiler with a 10% heat loss up to 2.2 kilowatts per unit. It's a 10% heat loss. That's what that says right there, regardless of how advanced it is. While this thing, 10% of 2.1 is 0.21. It looks just about the same, doesn't it? It looks like... And did you notice that it didn't say drain? It doesn't say drain here. The other one said drain. So I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Wavelet about it. Right now, I think all that needs to be done is produce more uranium cells. Because if this box would fill, if this belt would fill, if we took out our breeder, then we're going to kill our children. If we made a bunch more, though, we could definitely run another one of these and produce some more kilowatts. All right, so what would it take? What would it take? It would take more of the stupid UTAR-35 dust. It would take more luck. It would take more luck. We do. We want those gems. Gems are the future. Gems are life. It would take more luck, or it would take more washers. We've got plenty of input now, so why not? We've got enough room. Sifters. We need some great sifters. Great sifters. We want some neutronium sifters. Didn't that work? I can't make a neutronium sifter. sifter. Neutronium sifter. There, that's what I wanted. We're going to bump up to the blue, no, to the purple sifter, which only requires to make it a bunch of titanium plate. Meanwhile, our hard metal red hot ingots, look at them there. They're ready to cool off. Go up a whole tech level. All right, so the purple is in the purple box. Hey, I'd like to say I planned it, but I didn't. I also didn't plan for this to be so empty. If you leave that here, it's going to keep going until it fills that stack. So if you don't want that to happen, then there. Now it's not going to put any more in this box, which will allow us to produce more plate. And for what we wanted to do, for what I just said we wanted to do, we're still caught from that time when we didn't make enough stupid ingots. Still got plenty of sponge. No, we don't have plenty of sponge. Caught back up on the sponge. We need more titanium tetrachloride. Need more prepared dust. Need an arm here. Son of a bitch. So stupid. So what did it just tease us with? It teased us with, go ahead and make some sifters. Ooh. Got enough mojo for it. Got enough stone for it. Got enough belts for it. Of course, if I put the thing down, I'd know exactly how many belts I need. And these sifters are going to want the good engines. Yes. Let's put down 3 more lucky sifters with proper inputs and outputs. And seems like we're keeping it working with robot arm, copper robot arm, but we just put down the better, much higher tech level. So let's not. 1, 2, 3. And I'll get some more stainless and do this properly here in a minute. 1. Do we have any aluminum arms? I'll get some more stainless and do this properly in a minute. Why would I mess around? What color is the stainless? I'll just take all these because you can make parts from. Oh, if you make your own parts, then it eats up your sheets. That's why I do it that way. If you hand make it. Are they shaking? No, because I didn't put motors on them. Didn't put engines on them yet. Because I wanted to do that properly. Our best engines at this very moment. 1, 2, 3. Power. 10 cables. Dang it, I just went to town. Just enough. No, just enough. Short by 2. I just went to town. Cables are in. Come on, Quasar. Yes. Are they shaking? Oh, yeah. Look at them go. A little janky with the kinetic. A little janky with the power. But that's what it's all about, is we're gonna produce so much power when all these emeralds get crushed into U123 dust. Now this is probably loaded up too much because this belt all of a sudden is insufficient. Oh, and it's long. I hate long, insufficient belts. So much I'm thinking maybe I'll put a second one in. It's fun and compelling web content. Watching the dude make belts and struggle for the metal to do so. All of it. All of it. Yes. 43-ish. Well, there's nothing to be done about it except to just do it. Right in here is the congestion. 2, 3, 4, 5. Where it's handy. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we can go for another 26. We got 19. Surely that can't be 19. Oh, we're almost there. Where's that hole? And then he comes up here and he's all, if you could just get me to that sorter. That steel sorter. Oh, good grief. Sorter. I want to build a neutronium sorter. Okay, well, first you got to make a... What color is that? Aluminum? Must be aluminum. And after that, a stainless. It's going to require a stainless splitter, which I think I can make. And some square processor chips. Not those chips, these chips. And then it'll hit that splitter and everything will be grand. Ish. Still got a few of these good belts. I see the number 9, but it's not number 9. It's control squiggle 9. Sorter? Oh. Did I run out of stainless? Why didn't it say you're good? Why didn't it say you're good? I should be good. Oh, there's junk in my hand. I don't want You, or you, or you, or you, or even you, or you. I don't need so much coke. There is something you handcraft that needs coke. All right, now what is it doing? I want to make a sorter. Sure, come back in 34 handcrafted cycles. So the sorter is going to say, yeah, the gem stuff to 2 and thorium dust to 3. And then we're going to have too much. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's what we're after. I can extend this mess. Macerator. I want a great macerator. I want a bunch of stainless. I want a so-so or a not too bad macerator. 2 of them. That's what we do. We just build more. So our pattern, our input and our output is just awful. The stuff comes in, probably not on a crappy arm, and it is filtering arms. We use the filtering arm to... Now how does that work? We use the filtering arm to send the good stuff over there. This should be a filter arm, or we're going to sometimes send the good stuff over there, aren't we? Is it that we don't make it very often? I don't know how this works. U238 dust. If you crush those crystals, oops. Come on. If you crush the great crystal, the cluster, the super rare cluster, you might get U235 dust, which is what this guy's hoping for. You probably won't get a lot of the great crystals, the super rare. And if you do, well, your chances are great that you're going to get some good dust and some bad dust. So let's see what happens. He takes it in there. Well, he takes the cluster in. Cluster gets crushed. I guess because the arm is sitting there and because it only makes one at a time and not very fast, I guess is why we're good. I don't even. Anyway, let's make a... Let's do this properly, shall we? What would that even look like? Makes my head hurt. Time for another break. All right, I cleaned this up. Now, when we get the gems, they get smashed, sent to a proper sorter, and down to their respective places every time without any mysteries. And I got a little happy with this action because this box was so full of backed up. Certainly not now, and those belts certainly are shiny. So yes, so that's going to help us a lot. And I'm tempted to, I said I'm not going to turn this off, but I'm tempted to turn it off, to limit it. But no. So let's see what's going on now. Here's the problem to solve next is we really don't have enough input because we don't have enough of this, because we don't have enough of this. This is insufficient. We need to make a lot more uranium. We need the fast jetpack, not the slow jetpack. Come out to where the uranium comes from. Get us some more uranium out of the ground. troops on a little pad that goes down. Not helpful at all. The drilling rig wants to go right there and right there. And the motors, the engines. I have one. I need one more. I got it. Go here and here and connect to some wire. And the wire has, I don't like this part much, has 4 solars, 2 per stainless steel engine. One, 2, 3, 4. There, we just doubled our uranium, or will when we give them their marching orders. You need to be pulling uranium out of the ground. Me too. Get busy. All right. And we gotta belt it. We used aluminum belts. Wasn't that prescient? Copper would be fine for this one. Copper's probably fine for the other one too, but whatever. There, now let's see what those belts look like. See what that production looks like. It used to look like this. And now it looks like this. Doubled. So I think it's time to start freezing some red hot purple, some red hot blue ingot action. I mean, we need the power. We needed to do what we did, but that's not the title of this episode. I don't know what I'm going to call this episode. Wherein Quasar does the things. Where is it? Where is it? It's right there. Take and put the red hot into the cooler. Now what is... Oh, right. I think this is supposed to radiate heat. I think we're supposed to do something with that heat, but my experience was it doesn't do anything like that. My experience was it's just like any other machine. You put a good motor on it. Don't have any stainless motors. It's a purple thing. How can you put a white thing on a purple thing? Quasar. You know, this game, one of the things that he advertises is you have to make good decisions, and I make poor decisions. I don't even give it a moment's thought. It's like, well, if I want it to go fast, then I better make it white. Or in this case, purple is the lowest level capable. Super speed usage, white motor, purple freezer, it's fine. Even with janky power, it's fine. So this is probably too much. See, look at me. I'm just wasting kilowatts all over this factory. I'd probably have plenty of power if I used the right motors for the right things, but who cares? I got hard metal ingot. All right. I got the hard metal ingot. All right, so this episode all over the place. In our next episode, what are we going to do? We're going to expect that this belt's going to be full, that this box is going to be full, because we're going to take so much uranium into hammers, producing plenty. This guy isn't doing anything. I wonder if we're emptying this fast enough. Yeah. Well, once again, we've got enough input, pretty much. We could build some more down here. In our next episode, we're going to do the next thing. I'll figure out what that is later.